Patrick, Minneapolis, Minnesota, on the Mark Levin app. Go.
Hey, Mark. I've been trying to talk to you for a long time. Last time I talked to you was in 2013. I was shot at Fort Hood 4 times, once in the head. And I
Whoa. Slow down. Tell me that again.
I was a staff sergeant in the Army. I just got back from Iraq, and I was shot 4 times by a Muslim terrorist at Fort Hood. And,
oh my
and back when I last talked to you, the trial wasn't over yet, so I wasn't allowed to talk about anything.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
But political incorrectness is the reason that 13 people were killed that day, and it's the reason that nobody in Congress has the guts to stick out their neck. And, you know, we've got the Black Lives Matter new movement, and everybody, you know, nobody wants to go out there off shopping or anybody because it's politically incorrect. And I've had people crying and telling me that they worked with Nidal Hassan at Walter Reed, and they were sorry to me. They were apologizing because they hadn't done anything about it. They knew that he was a ticking time bomb, and they didn't do anything because he was a Muslim.
What are you doing now? Are you?
I'm retired. I'm doing a lot of taking a lot of personal time. I have a little 2-year-old son, and
how are you feeling?
Doing a lot of hunting and fishing and enjoying life, really.
Yeah.
Since I got out of the Army. But I'm about to go back to school next year, and I want to probably get into education.
Tell me what it was like when you were there and this was going on. Tell me what happened.
It was the 8th time I'd gone through this processing center, so it was very mundane, just a regular day. And we were all sitting in the waiting room, and I was in the second row of chairs, and everybody was just looking at their phones and, you know, very unsuspecting. But he knew we were all sitting there, nobody had weapons, and he knew it was a soft target that he would be able to hit. And he stood up and yelled, Allah Akbar. When he stood up and yelled that, I froze because I knew what that meant. I looked over at him, and he was just turning and pointed the gun directly at me, and I was either the first or second person hit, and hit me right in the head, knocked me out of my chair. And so I started crawling, trying to get out, and he shot me 3 more times on the ground while he was shooting everybody else. So I'm really lucky to be here, and I have a little boy, and I count my blessings every day. But
what would you have done if you had a gun?
I would have got on the ground, and I would have returned fire, of course. But I mean, there was no need for me to have a gun. We were doing paperwork, and you know.
But what do you think about this rule where guys like you gals are not permitted to be armed?
Well, there's a lot of logistical issues, and I understand the leadership is hesitant to try to push the issue, you know, but if everybody had guns in America, geez, just, you know, Arizona doesn't have as big a problem with ambush-type shootings because everybody's strapping and can, you know, they've got open carry laws. But, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like the political incorrect thing is just gone way too far at this point. We've got the mentally ill are being blamed for being...
There are a lot of mentally ill people who live very peaceful lives. They don't harm a soul.
Exactly.
And you're exactly right. This thing, well, if you're depressed, you're this or that. Hey, listen, Patrick, it's a pleasure to have you in the audience and for you to call. I know it sounds odd. I want to send you a signed copy of Plunder and Deceit, so don't hang up. And I'm glad you're living a happy and joyful life. God bless you.